What's going on, YouTube? It's Shot Callers Podcast, back here with another video. I know it's been a couple days since I've last uploaded. I've just been busy with school, making sure my grades are up to par and all good for school. But don't stress, don't worry. We're going to keep uploading, keep the grind up. So we're going to kick right into a video. We're going to be discussing Jalen Green, a little bit about the Houston Rockets, but strictly Jalen Green. And if you're not aware, he posted something on social media that really caught my eye and made me think on what's been up with the Rockets organization and why I think they could be in some hot water. Not specifically because of the post, but just because overall how their season has gone. So if you enjoy this type of video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Turn on post notifications so you never miss a beat. If this is your first time being on the channel, hi, my name is Kyler, Shot Callers Podcast. We upload daily NBA videos, and we have a podcast coming soon in the spring or the summer. So stay tuned for that. And without further ado, let's get started. So Jalen Green this season is averaging about 14 points, a couple of assists, and a couple of rebounds. And we all understand that he's shooting below 40%. He's actually shooting like 37% from the field. He's been absolutely abysmal this season when it comes to shooting performances. And he's a rookie. He's struggling on a bad team with poor mismanagement and with a head coach who's basically been stuck in a situation that really isn't his fault. And I feel bad for Green and, honestly, their coach as well. But you know what? We're not here to talk about him. We are here to talk about why the Rockets are on basically the brink of why I believe Jalen Green might not be happy and might want to leave earlier than we expect. Now, I just want to preference this. The way I view Jalen Green is in a very, I'll put it this way, a somewhat similar way of how I viewed Kobe Bryant his rookie year, as in the struggling rookie who had a lot of growing pains to suffer through, but has so much raw potential and athleticism that can be tapped into with the right team and with the right coaching staff. Now, like I said, he's been struggling a lot this year. He's also in the Rising Stars games and the dunk contest. There's a lot of stuff to look forward to with Jalen Green. But I'm not super stressed just yet, but I will say is this. If the Rockets are not careful, this can turn into a really ugly situation, okay? We understand the turmoil that is in Houston, right? We understand that Kevin Porter Jr. is this figure that really isn't strongly liked by the media due to his antics that we can all seem to understand, like what happened back in Cleveland and what happened with the locker room, that halftime situation in one of the games past few weeks ago. And so we truly understand what's up with Kevin Porter Jr. He is a pretty talented player, but he really hasn't been that great this season either. He's been mildly inefficient. And with that said, this applies to Christian Wood as well. Now, I do believe that Christian Wood will be traded, if not this season, next season, or within the offseason. And no one ever truly believed that Christian Wood would be a long-term fit. But I believe heading into this season that Christian Wood, they nabbed him for a really good deal. And I still believe that he's on a really good contract for his play style and this type of player he is, in my opinion. So it's very interesting to see on what they're going to do and what they can get for Christian Wood. But I don't believe that KPJ or Christian Wood are long-term players, and I think they proved that this season. Probably because I don't believe that KPJ also is a point guard, which he showed this year. I think he's better fit as a two guard who can handle the ball. And that's basically what they want Jalen Green to be. At the end of the day, the Rockets are going to take Jalen Green over Kevin Porter Jr., and I just don't believe the fit with those two is ideal moving forward. I think they're really showing it this season, regardless of the youth and how they still have a lot of growing to do. Now, Sengun, do not sleep on that boy Sengun, okay? I'm placing it right now. Do not sleep on him, okay? I believe that he is going to be a future all-star, maybe borderline all-star, okay? Nothing too crazy. I'm not saying he's going to be some top 15 player or anything, but be careful. I believe he has all-star potential, okay? Now, he's shown a lot of flashes. I think him and Jalen Green are a solid fit together. And at this point, you really just need to figure out what's your next step, okay? I do believe they need to draft a point guard. And there's a lot of interesting players that they can get around the middle of the first round, at the 8th round. A player that I really like is the Tennessee point guard, Chandler. I forget his last name, but his name's Chandler. I do really like him from Tennessee, and I'm not even a big college guy, but I have watched some of the games for Tennessee. I really like what he provides in the middle to late round for a first-round pick as a point guard. I do understand that the Rockets do have earlier picks, but I'm just pulling a guard out if they do end up finding a player that they need in the middle-ish round to the late round of the first round. Like I said, the point guard from Tennessee, I really like him. Now, with that said, what to do next? Okay, so they have Jae'Sean Tate, right? I think they keep him, Jalen Green. They got to do what they have to do to make Jalen Green stay happy, okay? Because I'm not liking how this team is set up. And at the end of the day, culture is what builds teams up. Okay, you can have all the talent in the world, but if you don't have the right mindset and the right culture, it will not mean anything. And that's what I'm afraid of. All this young talent, all this tanking, do not fall into the trap the 76ers trapped themselves into. Now, ultimately, they ended up with 2 first overall picks in Ben Simmons and Embiid. Looking back at it right now, obviously, it's unfortunate they're in the situation they are now. But they were lucky enough to basically land a bunch of number 1 overall picks and landed them Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid. But you don't want to be what the 76ers were. You want to be more of like what OKC. I think OKC is the perfect replication of what you want to do in a rebuild. Okay, they still have maintained a really good culture. They have exactly who they want as a star player for their franchise. They have one solidified player, and they're looking for the next. And I just truly believe that OKC is basically the perfect representation of what you want out of a rebuild. So with that said, that is the complete opposite of what Houston has, okay? You have too much turmoil. You have so much, I want to say, discussion around unproven young players. That's the best way to put it. And like I said, as much as I said I like Sengun, and as much as I actually think Jay Shantae is underrated, what is the true ceiling for these young players? And like I said, I do believe that Christian Wood will be moved within the next 2 years. Kevin Porter Jr., I think he's just proven that he's not the fit for this Rockets team. And I'm not really sure where it is going to be, but it can't be alongside Jalen Green. You need to find a playmaking point guard to go with Jalen Green's scoring ability. I mean, and it seems like it's just a free-for-all for these guys. When you watch this offensive system, and like I said, I really did like that Dallas Mavericks coach, who I can't think of the name right now. Please don't bash me in the comment section. Steven Silas. I'm sorry. Steven Silas. I liked him coming out of the Dallas Mavericks organization, and it's so unfortunate he got placed in a situation like this. But at the end of the day, these are the cards he's dealt with. And I really haven't thought of his offensive system to be that good. And like I said, albeit he hasn't had the talent to make a great offensive system with. But at the end of the day, it seems more when Jalen Green's on the floor, it's more like free-for-all, go have fun, go show what you can show. And there's no system in place to really help him improve throughout the season. And for a minute this past month, I thought he was showing some sort of flashes, but like I said, it's just been flashes this year. And like I said, he's just a rookie, is what it is, but I wish I would like to see more. And I'm praying that post All-Star break, we can really see something form for Jalen Green at the end of the season. So like I said, I'm worried about the Houston Rockets and Jalen Green just a little bit right now. I know it's just his rookie season, but like I said, I think culture is a really big thing in the NBA when it comes to teams. And at some point, they're going to have to figure out, hey, just because we're bad doesn't mean we can't build something for the future. And that's kind of my opinion on the Houston Rockets right now. So if you enjoyed this type of video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Turn on post notifications so you never miss a beat. And with that said, shot callers out.